How's it going, boys? My name is Schlatt, and welcome back to the Weekly Slap. Welcome back to Inbox, the show that's about me taking your questions and answering them. Lucky for us, we've got the man with the answers. Mr. Beast is here.
Why not Dr.
Beast?
Phil?
Dr. Phil? What?
Well, wouldn't he be better for this than me?
Dude, you just became the most subscribed YouTube channel out there. Bigger number, better person, better advice.
Yep, bigger penis.
Well, we'll
It
compare.
correlates.
We can compare after this, but hey, I've got some questions.
Okay.
I
Is
gotta
this
be
like
honest with you.
just mail time with Mud? What was
Yeah,
it?
this is Mail Monday.
Mail
with
Monday.
Woody's
Yeah,
Game
that's
and
right.
Tag.
I used to watch that growing up.
Yep, except I am not giving kids advice on how to have sex.
I was literally about to say Mail Monday is where I learned what a condom was.
Yeah,
Woody's gamer tag taught 12-year-old Jimmy what that was.
First one, I'm just going to read it out. On the Padilla show, you said you were part of the first generation of YouTubers who grew up watching YouTube. And I think you're a part of this too. How old are you?
26 now.
Yeah. Who are the YouTubers that inspired you the most growing up? What do you miss about old YouTube? And finally, since you're only in it for the money, what will you do once the money dries up? Thanks, dude. One day I hope I'm as big as you.
Like as big as your sub count, or as big as like
Probably
physically?
weight. He's
Yeah.
probably talking about my waist
Well, I mean,
size
you can just
there.
eat a lot of candy. That one's easy.
Okay. Yeah, eat some candy, have some Feastables, or maybe not.
I mean, it's good. You should.
good.
Yeah, the peanut butter one, I like it. What was the
Okay.
first one from top?
From the top, who are the YouTubers that inspired you the most growing up? Did you start watching YouTube with Call of Duty? How
Yeah,
did it start?
100%. It's literally probably the same as you. I started playing Call of Duty. I was like, yo, I want to watch other people play COD.
Exactly.
Got on YouTube and I see White Boy 7 Streak is just hitting the world's fastest
The
nuke.
host with the most?
Yeah,
dude?
he's hitting world record nukes. I'm like, yo, that's cool. I see, and then obviously Woody. I watched
Woody.
a ton of Woody.
Big time.
Yeah, Mail Monday was good. Woody's actually a lot of things. As I said earlier, he's the first person to tell me what a condom was. That was interesting. I also remember he one time did a mail. It wasn't even Mail Monday. It was just a video where he's sitting at his desk and he's like, "Here's my investment portfolio."
I remember that one, dude.
And the little kid me is like,
Yes.
okay, what's investing? And he's like, I'm a millionaire because I invested money and it compounded. And I was like, what's compounding? And Woody's like, hey, here's what compounding is, you little shits.
Yeah.
And so I learned what compounding was. I
Yep.
learned investing. I learned what a business was, a condom, all from the same man. It was pretty
He
crazy.
was well-rounded, dude. He hit a lot of important subjects for 13-year-olds back in the day.
I know.
I always feel like I'm not worthy to kind of fill those shoes when I come on this channel, because that was a dude who had a family and he had worked, like a corporate 9-to-5 for years and years and years, and somehow just kind of stumbled in. And here I am, and here you are in a lot of ways. Like, we grew up being like, what Woody is doing is like the coolest thing ever, and that's all I want. And so that's why I get a little bit of anxiety when it comes to like recording one of these, because it's like, well, who the fuck am I to
Think of all the little usses now listening to this. We're the Woodies.
Exactly. The second generation.
You're the Woody. I'm the gamer tag.
Wow. Write that down, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, well, to all you little shits listening, you are who you hang out with. Just find friend groups that actually make you better, push you to be whatever you want to be. If it's a musician or an engineer or anything, like, you are who you surround yourself with. Just remember that, and that's like really the 20% that gets you 80% of the way there, in my opinion.
Fair.
Like, if you hung around Schlatt, and you hung around me, and you hung around 3 other big YouTubers every day for the next 2 years, like, the probability of you becoming a YouTuber goes up exponentially.
Yeah.
Now obviously you don't have access to people like us, but if you wanted to be an engineer and you hang around 4 other people that want to be engineers, and the probability of you becoming an engineer goes up exponentially. It's literally that simple. I think, like, even if like you want to be healthier or anything, yes, you need to like study it and focus on this, or if you want to work out more, go to the gym. But one of the best things is just an accountability partner. Find 3 friends that work out. Next thing you know, you're hanging out and they're like, hey, I'm going to go lift. Do you want to come? And it doesn't require you to have willpower. Your friends are just doing it. And you're like, oh, I'll go do it with them,
Well, don't hang with me, because you'll probably become an alcoholic.
I mean, if you want to be an alcoholic, there you go. He's got
I'm
you.
your guy.
Yeah.
I'm your guy. All right, let's hit the second one. What do you miss about old YouTube?
What I miss about old YouTube?
The 5-star system,
Oh.
video replies with that girl. Remember the girl with the huge tits and the mole?
Oh,
right
yeah,
on?
the blonde and
Yeah,
there's 2 of them. Yeah.
There were 2.
What do I miss? I don't know, man. I kind of like current YouTube for the
Really?
most part. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I look back and things seem simpler at the first glance back.
Easily.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, my life was simpler. I wasn't
Yeah.
doing like multi-million-dollar productions and all this stuff. But also, like, here's the problem: you think back on things and they always seem better. The grass is always greener on the other side. But then if you triple click deeper, you're like, well, actually, it wasn't as good as I think. And so I'm like, yeah, being a small YouTuber was like awesome. But if I like really zoom in, I'm like, oh, I couldn't afford a phone. Some nights would like literally cry because I was questioning if I was wasting my life.
Yeah.
You know, everyone would bully me for being a freak. I didn't fit in, and blah, I could go on and on. But when you first think back, you don't think of all that. You're just like, oh yeah, it was
course,
just like
yeah.
So
Think about when you were hungry.
Yeah.
You know, that's really all.
and
that.
so like that's and with all these old YouTube things, it's like, oh yeah, the 5-star system was great. But then I'd triple click and I remember, oh, well, you could just, bomb videos with 1 stars and then they would get depromoted and stop getting views. And it was like, well, that wasn't fair.
I think if I had to throw my hat in the ring, it would just be that all you really needed was a Hauppauge capture card.
Yep.
And like you were just the guy. And
Wait, was
people would
Hauppauge like that? What was this? The thing that looked like this with the silver top and the black box? That's what I used.
Hauppauge HD PVR, or there was a Black Magic one.
No, I used an
or-
HD PVR.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell that
Yeah,
was.
that's the one I had too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that thing sitting on my fucking Xbox.
And that's kind of all you needed to get started.
Yeah.
And now, everyone and their mother is
Yeah, it's the number one job coveted by kids in America. If you ask 10 random kids, half of them would say YouTuber.
they want to be us.
I mean, it's a fun job.
It actually leads us right into the next question, I think. What do you see yourself doing after this?
After YouTube?
Yeah. Do
Hopefully-
you see anything after that? Is this kind of it?
I'm doing YouTube forever, man. I mean, I'm doing lots of stuff like with Feastables and we have other projects, but like I don't see why it has to be an either or. I'm planning on doing YouTube till I die.
Yeah. Do you see it as like I'm going to run this business until I die, or is it more so just the love of YouTube that you're going to...
Well, I think it's no secret. I enjoy building companies. It's a lot of fun. Like we have hundreds of employees now, but I don't think it has to be an either or. Like I think you can be driven by a lot of things. I deeply, deeply enjoy building businesses. I also deeply enjoy data and analytics, and I deeply enjoy making content. So it's kind of like weird when people put it where it's like, which one is it? And I'm like, why can't it be all? It's like asking like, if you have 3 kids, which one do you love? You know what I mean? And you're like, I just kind of love them all.
The boy.
Yeah. But no, it's like I've been doing this since I was 11. I'm 26 now, which is crazy. I just turned 26, so I'm like 14 and a half years into this, and I mean, every year I get more and more fired up. I don't see a world where I'm stopping, and
Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, it's fucking awesome. Like I get to make content right now. In the first 12 months of an upload, we average 250 million views on a video.
Okay.
So every piece of content
You don't have to... This is upsetting me, dude. Come on.
I'm saying it more as to give context.
Right.
It's just like I can make content and like 3% of the world will watch it every video, and so why and so then when you ask me like, do you see yourself ever not doing this, I'm like, no, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I can literally speak to like literal percentage points of humans breathing on this rock and with every video I upload. Like that's fucking rad. No one has ever been able to do that. And so, and it's also like just fun to travel and do different things. Like one video we're comparing $1 hotel to $1 million hotel room, which is kind of cool. The next we're building 100 wells, and I'm going to Zambia, Kenya, and like South Africa, and all these places I've never been. I'm like, oh, it's like cool to travel and see and help people. And then other videos, you guys are all coming here. We had 50 of the biggest creators, and like it's fun. Like this was a fun day.
Yeah, but it's funny because I think I'm like the mirror opposite of you, because I recently moved away from Austin, which is where the business was all happening. Like I came to Austin for work, to grow, to make connections and all that. And I'm back in New York now, where I grew up, just kind of chilling. And it's like, man, I feel like I don't have the same hunger that I used to have. And I think in part it's because the more success I get personally now, the worse my life becomes outside of work. Does that make sense?
I'm sure a ton of sense. I'm sure it's if you want work-life balance, this is not the place. Yeah, I mean, that's if I wanted even a shred of work-life balance, it would be horrible. So I feel that, and that's the thing. It's not for everyone though. It doesn't mean you're like there's anything wrong with you. It's just like
Yeah.
some people don't want to just wake up every day and just obsess over building a YouTube channel. Like, I mean, it's...
Oh, I
which is-
still obsess. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do after YouTube is like,
Why has it got to be after?
well, in terms of like it being my job, right? I love the idea of making videos as long as I live. Like, again, like that's all I ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
But once it becomes the job, I think you cross into a totally new way of having to look at it. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't take a break.
No, I really can't. No.
can't.
But I also just believe, like, why though? Why can't people take a break, right? Are people actually living below their means? Like, a couple of years ago, I used to live in like a duplex that was like $700 a month in rent. I didn't spend much, you know. I didn't need a car or any of that kind of stuff. I just was like making videos. And so, like, if you're living below your means, you're not spending ridiculously outside of content, then like, you know, like you can live pretty easily on a couple $1,000s a month, you know, if you're really just okay with not having extravagant things. I did it for a while, and it's just like, then the pressure isn't as extreme, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's another variable people need to like factor in, you know what I mean? Not you, but you know what I mean? To these people who are struggling with that, like getting it where you don't have to crank the treadmill up so quickly to maintain your lifestyle, because yeah, obviously if you're not enjoying the speed, then eventually it'll fuck you.
Dude, I heard the podcast you did with Colin and Samir recently where you were like, man, I'm in a country where I don't even speak the language, and they heard I was here, and
Oh,
the
gosh.
hotel is getting broken into, and people are going up and down the hallways
That was
trying
crazy.
to see me.
It was in Peru, yeah.
And it's like, dude, I think I'd rather die than
Those
have
are some
to
of
deal with
the
that.
yeah. Those are some of the moments where I'm like, okay, maybe I regret my decisions in life.
Well, fuck, you're in too deep now.
Oh, of course,
You
yeah.
can't stop it
Bro,
now.
as I'm like getting escorted down like the kitchen elevator, and then I get in a car and I'm staring at my feet because if I look up as we're driving out the hotel, and there's just like people like banging on the window, like, is that his car? Yeah, I don't leave my studio because like obviously like in the last 90 days we've had 800 million unique viewers on the channel. Almost 1 in 10 people on the planet have watched a Mr. Beast video in the last 90 days. So it's like, yeah, when I walk in a Walmart, like if I walk past 5 people, one of them's gonna recognize me. And then the problem is they take a story, and then you know their friends drive, and their friends drive, and yeah,
And that's you at 250 something million.
yeah.
I at 4 million am like, fuck, like,
I'd say you're probably around the sweet spot where a lot of people recognize you, but it's not too crazy. Like, how often do people follow you home? Your car?
thankfully, I've never had that happen.
I think that's like, I didn't have that happen either when I was sub 10 million, but it just, you get to a point where what the bigger you get, people seeing you, they just don't think you're human the bigger you are, which is a weird phenomenon. It's not as bad on YouTube because they see us in the videos and relate to us. For people who don't show their personality, like, you know, it's even worse, like the non-human nature. But the bigger you get, the more it's like, people won't believe I met this person, right? Like, and so they'll go through extreme lengths to like take a photo or prove that they met you, because no one will ever believe it, right? It's like when I was 10, if I went to school, it's like, I met PewDiePie. Bro, people would be like, shut up. Like, you're just lying. And I'm like, no, I met him at Walmart. And like, people would be like, actually shut the fuck up. Like, we don't care. Like, you did not meet him. And it's also like, I've seen people, like, I'll take a photo with someone, you know, especially younger, like mid-teens, and then they'll show their friends. Their friends will freak the fuck out, going, holy shit. And so it's like a really big deal, like, and it's like could be like the coolest thing that happens to them for like the next month or two. And so that's why they go through like such extreme lengths to get a photo, and if they can't, they'll like follow you around.
It makes sense, kind of.
It does,
when you
but-
try and look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But fuck,
No, but it doesn't make it less brutal. I mean, I'm like a zoo animal in public. You know, because it's like a weird thing, because this is the thing I always have to remind myself. Even if I've already taken 200 photos in that Walmart, like the 200, like that next person doesn't know, and it's not their fault. I've already taken so many, and I have to, and all they're gonna remember is like that 5-second interaction, what I say and how I am, and I, you know, and I just think back to like if I was 15 and I bumped into PewDiePie, I'm not gonna, you know, and he's like, hey, no, and walks away. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he probably took 200 photos. This. I'm like,
wow, what a fucking asshole.
Felix.
You just ruined my life.
Yeah, and I'd be sad. And so I always put myself in their shoes, and which makes it work, and which is why I just don't like to go out in public much, because when I am, I try to always be on good behavior, and you know, because I know it's going to be a big deal to them.
Do you miss being able to go out and do things like a normal person?
No, I literally never did. No, I've always
Okay.
just worked. I mean, when
Fair enough. We are very different people, brother.
I can't stand that shit. I
You
never.
can't stand going out and doing things?
I hate it. I
Okay.
get like deep anxiety from not working and being out of the
Noted.
studio. I
Noted.
can't stand it. I hate going out to eat. I hate going to concerts. I hate doing any of that shit.
I hate going out to eat.
I hate all of it. I hate it so much. It's such like, bro, going out to eat, like it's like 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. Like that's 30 minutes I could have been cranking out something.
Okay. No, guys, listening, I think maybe we shouldn't be taking advice from
No,
this
you shouldn't.
dude.
I also like it's a people are just wired differently, and I don't. It's not even like me saying that like I think I have an ego. It's just some people are like this and others aren't, and like just be true to yourself. Like there's a 99% chance if you're listening, you're not wired like me, and it's perfectly fine. Like that's why I don't have too many friends because most people just don't relate to me. Like they just don't.
Yeah.
Like they're like, Jimmy, you're a fucking freak. Like
Yeah, well, yeah.
and so and it's fine. And like and when I was younger, I would try to be more like normal people, and I mean, it just make me depressed. Like it would make me be like, why am I even alive? Like I'm watching South Park, so I relate to people, but like I'm bored. Like this makes me want to kill myself, and I'll do these normal things, and I'll go out to eat and sit there and talk about nothing. I did it for a while to fit in, but it's like, to me, that kind of stuff makes me want to die. I love nothing more than to sit down and grind out a problem, even if it's not my business. If you're trying to, like, I don't know, put a rocket on the moon and there's any way I can be helpful, I would love to sit there and work on that for 4 hours. That sounds awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever random problem there is to solve. I think, too, the closing thing on it is, for me, I just deeply enjoy solving problems. That's what I found. Like, it really doesn't even matter how little it is. Like, I just love solving problems.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which I feel like that is kind of, if you break it down to first principles, is how you describe most entrepreneurs. Because, like, to build a big business, it's usually you're just solving, like, 1 million problems, like 100 a day. And you just do that for a very long time, and eventually, you made it.
You heard it here first, folks. Honestly, I'm not sure I am on the same page with Jimmy about not wanting to go out and get a nice meal after.
No, you guys
after
go
a
eat
day
your
out at
nice
work.
meals. You guys got them.
Well, we will.
Maybe
We
one
will.
day me and Schlatt will go out for. We won't. I'm sorry. It just won't happen. I'm
Greenville is kind of boring anyway.
I wouldn't know. I've never tried.
You don't even know what's around here.
I don't. I can show you around my studio.
All right, well, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we were able to bond over our condom education
Yes.
from Woody's game.
From
of
Woody.
Tay. Well,
Have you done one of these with Woody yet?
I haven't. No, I'm kind of scared of talking to him.
That would be wild.
I've been invited on Painkiller already by Taylor.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'd love to come on. And then I don't.
I don't think I was never actually like.
You were on the phone. You called in.
Quebo Quap was on it, and Quebo is my friend,
Yeah.
and he just was like, Jimmy, jump on. But I wasn't an official guest. That's why it was
Right.
like a 4-hour or whatever episode, and I was like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. I don't think I could do a full 4 hours.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm falling off
crazy.
the rails already. Well,
I'm not, man. Why are these things so short?
we can
Bro, we're
keep
trying
going.
we're trying to give kids advice over here.
Okay. Let me ask you one thing.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot by little kids who want to be YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have? What advice do you have if you want
Oh.
to get started?
Let's fucking go.
First of all, I think this
Let
is
me
a
loose.
stupid fucking question.
Let
to
me
ask-
loose.
Well, hold on. Let me do my piece. Because this
Okay.
pisses me off too.
Yep.
What do you mean? How do I get started? Like, what the fuck do you mean? Just make videos.
Yep.
And if someone like me is like, oh, well, maybe you should quit. I love telling little kids to quit. Who the fuck am I to tell you don't do it? You're not going to make it. Like, that advice should be a motivator.
I agree with you. If some random dude on the internet telling you to quit makes you quit, then fucking quit, loser.
yeah. You weren't cut out for it.
Yeah, you are.
weren't cut out. You're a fucking pussy.
You hit it on the head. Just start making it. And honestly, you should probably just make 100 videos, improve something every time. Like maybe do a video a week for the next 100 weeks. And then after 100 weeks, ask for advice. But if you haven't done that, then
Yeah.
it's literally like asking an engineer, like, how do I build a bridge? And he'd be like, bro, like, do you even, like, you know what I mean? They'd be
The
like,
amount of knowledge that is in our brains.
yeah, I
it
know it
can't
sounds
be-
dumb,
Yeah.
but step one is realizing that analogy does make sense and work here, and it's just like, through making those 100 videos, a video a week for 100 weeks, you'll learn more about basic things like equipment. You'll learn more about how to edit. You'll learn more about storytelling, about pacing, about inflections in your voice. If you do commentaries, you'll learn more about titles, thumbnails. You'll learn more about how to entertain people. Blah blah blah. This blah blah that. It's just like it's a lot of traits, right?
And
yeah.
I have a video on this channel called 8 Years. You can look and watch it if you're interested. That's how long it took me to make money on YouTube at a consistent level. It took 8 years of me running around the house with my middle school buddies doing finger guns,
Yep.
putting little muzzle flares on it and shit, and then doing GTA 5 races and all that.
I hate to cut you off, but I got you beat. I started at 11. I don't think I made real money till I was almost 20. Yeah.
It takes a while, and if you're at year 0 asking, man, I don't know if I'm motivated enough to do it. Don't even fucking
a picture
think
in your
about it.
head of someone holding a baseball bat and you're like a baseball, and me just going gone and hitting you really far away.
Yeah.
You want to play baseball? You got a Yankees
I would
hat
hit
on.
some balls. I would hit some balls with you.
Yeah, we should go ball hitting.
I heard you don't like doing that, though.
I do.
Oh,
They just don't give me time off.
well, I'm sorry. Who's
fine.
they?
Me. All right, that's been the slap.
This has been the Weekly Slap.
This has been the weekly slap.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
And if you want real advice, go watch Woody's Gamer Tag Mail Monday. It's probably around 10 years old.
Yeah, we'll link you to a better playlist.
Yeah, do that. So after I listen to this, I can go watch one.
Will do. Yeah, I'll put on the one about like an 11-year-old learning how to kiss for the first time.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.